Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching our videos to the very end. Thank you for the comments you leave. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for giving us a like. Each time you like our video, it goes, YouTube pushes the video to other people to see what we are trying to pass across. Thank you so much. So this morning I want to say that if you are an obedient, like Obi is like my dad, Obi is like my father, because I have seen things happen to my dad and he still won those battles as a politician, as a high court judge. There are people that before they get their mantle, they have to go through a lot. Do you get? To get what they are looking for, they have to go through a lot. There's just some people that their life is like that. They have to pass through a lot of hurdles. Now Peter Obi is being dragged for things he knows nothing about. They are dragging him for treason. They are dragging him for hitting the polity. They are dragging him for... You all know that Peter Obi is one man that has been very, very careful with the words he uses. His campaign had never been that of ethnicity, tribalism, religious campaigns. He does his campaigns on issue-based campaigns. Now, yesterday, while I was reading what that woman had encountered with Peter Obi, I know that I broke down. It was, I am beginning, have you ever had somebody in your family that contested an election and you know that the person won and they try to twist it? It has happened to me severally. I've had two brothers, one contested for House of Assembly, one contested for House of Reps, and I know how they manipulated everything and took them out. So I'm beginning to put myself in Peter Obi's family shoe. Like, it's beginning to feel as though Peter Obi is my brother. Now, if you are an obedient out there, try as much as possible every day you wake up, please pray for Peter Obi. The reason they are fighting Peter Obi is because, you see, how do you explain that somebody used 12 billion to buy firefighter truck? 12 billion. How do you explain the money the National Census Board wants to use to go and count people? And this is the same way they will go and count people. People in the north will still add votes to add numbers to themselves, and that's why their voting strength keep going up during election. Because whenever they want to do census, they don't ever, they will tell you that the people from the south didn't come out. In the north, they count their cattle, everything into the human beings, and that is why you see that when you see Kano votes, you want to faint. But what happened in Kano? The incumbent did not still win. So there's time for everything, right? How do you explain that people are saying they want to budget, or they have even approved billions to get Wi-Fi in different market places, in universities and all? For what? Why didn't they do that in their first tenure? Why didn't they do that in the early part of their second tenure? And they are doing it now. That is another way of embezzling money. That's another way of embezzling the taxpayers' money. Do you understand? So that's why they don't want Peter Obi. That's why they are coming up with this propaganda, so that they will get Peter Obi arrested. And I got a tweet notification, somebody saying that the international community, somebody was saying that let Peter Obi come out and talk and engage CNN so that a lot of secrets will be out there. And somebody said no, that MK Abiola was arrested and he lost his life. Even Obasanjo was locked up. He mentioned a lot of people, and then I was forced to reply that tweet. I told the person, these things you are mentioning were in those days, in the analog age, where information was not easily passed, like it's where things could be done behind closed doors, like what the INEC chairman did, declaring election for us, and then we were able to say no. We got results from this polling unit via somebody who voted in those polling units, and this is what the results said is different from what you are announcing. In those days, it was not like that. People could just cook up a story and come here and announce an election, and everybody will be like, hey, this is the winner. But we know that rigging takes place, or had always taken place in Nigeria elections, But that does not mean that now that we have the digital world where everybody is, almost every house have access to internet, we cannot just say things will be done like those days. They cannot just carry Peter Obi and lock him up. Their plans, their propaganda will fail. Now, the Minister of Information accused Peter Obi wrongly. And I feel that it's just that Peter Obi is not a man that victimizes people. He's not a man that does character assassination as one of his campaign strategies. No, he doesn't do that. You see Peter Obi celebrating Atiku on his birthday. You see Peter Obi, lending a hand of fellowship to his opponent, and whenever they say things bad about him, he replies in love and replies on issue-based replies. He doesn't attack people. So when you now accuse Peter Obi of treason, it's bad. Peter Obi has never instigated people to go and fight. He's one person that has said, because he's a true leader, when he told us that we should calm down, we should shift our sword, nobody should go out to do anything, everybody waited. And when people even came out to say they will go to protest and cause mayhem and all, Peter Obi came out on his Twitter handle, official Twitter handle, and debunked having any connection with those plans. He came out and said it, and I talked about it on this channel. So if you are out there and you are obedient, I want you to calm down. I want you to know that Peter Obi, when there was no network, like internet was not like this in Nigeria, he won his cases in Anambra. Somebody was saying, hey, Anambra is not the federal. See, let me tell you something. The laws are the same. I know that in the course of judges, trying to interpret the laws or pass judgments, they sometimes make laws. But that doesn't, that won't kill the Nigerian constitution. It will not still change how the laws have been made. And that is why I tell some judges, when you are passing judgments, be careful the kind of precedents you are laying or introducing, so that when people, in law, when you are given an exam to write, you would they will give you a case to study it, and you have to cite cases that, like cases you say in the case of Amechi versus what's that man's name, Wike. The court held that, do you understand? The court held that if you have slapped somebody during an election, you are not supposed to be sworn in. That's an example, right? And you cite the year the court said, what the court held in that year. And now this is going to be that's going to be the precedent the other cases will now ride on, because it has happened before. I don't know if you are getting. So now we will not be afraid. I posted something where one of the senior an elderly man who was, well, he is a senior advocate of Nigeria, because no matter how old you are, it doesn't stop you from being a senior advocate of Nigeria. He's saying that the petition the Labour Party has before the court is going to be a hard way for them to say that Tinubu was not eligible to contest. Now, the eligibility of a party or the eligibility of a candidate is still based on what our constitution says. So we will not now feel that because he said that, like he said, he's not going to be, that it's his opinion, because his learned colleagues may have a different opinion for what he has said. That should not discourage you as an obedient, because if Peter Obi says that the court has never failed him, we should not even allow maybe the past experiences we've had through the Nigerian court to weigh or to make us feel that the judge will not do what he's supposed to do. Now, in the Court of Appeal, they have many judges in the Court of Appeal. It's not like in the High Court where you just have one judge presiding over. This one, in the Court of Appeal, you have judges. In the Supreme Court, you have judges. And the fact that most of those judges are loyal to Tinubu or Buhari doesn't mean that God will not still prevail and make them say the truth. Do you get? So now we are in the era of the internet where people will not just see you do something wrong and keep quiet. Like now, when I was telling people that if they will redo this election, they should bring international bodies that will come and conduct the elections themselves. That's to show you that our people have made things so difficult that we cannot even trust them. Do you understand? So I want you all to be I want you all to calm down